The Newsday continues here on One News Now. I'm Diego Castro. Here are the top stories of the hour. China says it firmly opposes any country's move to meddle in territorial disputes in the South China Sea. That's in response to the recently released bilateral defense guidelines between the United States and the Philippines, which clearly stated that Washington will come for Manila's defense should it come under attack anywhere in the disputed waters. China's Foreign Ministry spokesperson Mao Ning said Beijing opposes any country that will, quote, harm China's territorial sovereignty and maritime rights by citing these guidelines. Mao stressed that South China Sea is a shared home for countries in the region and not a hunting ground for foreign forces. In reaction to that statement, President Marcos says he believes it was not directed at the Philippines.
Representing the Philippines, I don't feel alluded to. How can anyone say that we are not a party in interest in all of these issues? So I think that kind of statement was directed more towards the United States than it was for the Philippines.
Meanwhile, the Philippines maintains that it won't deploy troops should the tension in the Taiwan Strait escalate. During a forum in Washington, President Bongbong Marcos said the United States has never requested for military augmentation.
The short answer is no. The United States has never said that this is a possibility, and we have also made it clear from our end that we will. This is not the purpose of those sites.
Marcos Jr. reiterated that sites under the Enhanced Defense Cooperation Agreement with the U.S. won't be used for offensive actions.
And the EDCA sites were meant to be, conceptualized really to be the places that we could use so as to be able to provide quicker relief, quicker rescue, do a better job, in other words, of rehabilitating and reconstructing the damage that will be caused by these disasters. And that's really the basic premise of the EDCA sites.
The president suggested opening a direct line between the Philippine and Chinese governments to address tensions in the disputed South China Sea.
I suggested that to avoid these instances, I suggested that we institute a system wherein we have a direct contact, one president to the other. And in that way, no matter if I cannot speak, for example, to President Xi himself, I have someone that I can pick up the phone and call who I know and I have confidence in making my message arrive to the president. And this works, of course, both ways.
We'll be back with more stories after the break. Keep it here on One News. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Diego Castro. Inflation in the country slowed further in the month of April. Headline inflation settled at 6.6% last month, according to data from the Philippine Statistics Authority. That's lower than the 7.6% logged in March and the 8.6% in February. The latest figure is also well within the Bangko Central's estimated range of 6.3 to 7.1% for the month of April. The PSA says the slower rise in prices of food and non-alcoholic beverages as well as transport helped tamp down headline inflation. The April figure brings the year-to-date inflation at 7.9%. Core inflation also slowed to 7.9% in April from the 8% figure record in March. President Bongbong Marcos says he is happy with what he has achieved in terms of strengthening ties with Washington during his working visit to the U.S. This as Marcos Jr. and U.S. President Joe Biden discuss enriching ties between the Philippines and the United States beyond military cooperation. The two leaders have agreed to work together in terms sustaining their respective countries' economic momentum and secure inclusive development.
Yes, we are attending to what can be considered to be the most critical areas, the wide-ranging discussions that we have had. And the wide-ranging discussions that we have had have come up with some concrete proposals that now our governments will go away and study.
Marcos Jr. says his visit to the U.S. was essential in clarifying where the two nations stand when it comes to geopolitical issues.
It is important in this volatile situation, this volatile setting, that clarity must be there so as we are very clear in what we intend to do, what roles we play, and what positions we take on certain issues. And that, I think, we have largely achieved on this trip.
And that's it for this hour. I'm Diego Castro. Join us again at 11:15 a.m. We are One News, all sides, all the time.